is enough, and it's time for a change.
Are you ready?
It is Sunday, and you're listening to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast.
Give me a hell yeah! Get some
Ooh, yeah!
With Kinny Killa.
Hey yo! We're in the big D tonight, baby, and we are live! Woo!
I'm the gal them sugar should.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be! Cause that's the bottom line! Cause Stone Cold said so!
Oh, son of a bitch, if you just heard the glass shatter, you got shards in your hair and everything, you know what time it is. It's the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, 163rd episode, god damn it. And I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one man with no Instagram, Kinny Killa. Now on this day, it is the 15th of May, and I bring to you my partners in crime for today's show, none other than the Spurs brothers themselves, wiping their tears away from their eyes. It is James, man from Belmonte, and John Cooper.
How you going, mate? You alright?
Good.
That is the most bittersweet introduction you could have done.
I know. Do you know? Like I was thinking that we could finish second today, but yeah, it feels a bit sad.
It's sad and happy at the same time, and I'll probably be shedding a tear as well if we don't get Champions League. But then I'll have tears of joy once we sack that fucking dickhead. Louis van Gaal.
Nah, he's going to sign a 3-year deal, mate. You'll be with him for a while.
Do you know what I like though, Belmont? We were so close to getting him.
I know. What lucky escape that was.
Right, message from Shugs. This is what I said to him, right? I said, Shugs, you took that shit, yeah, and you made your Earl Grey. I said, you ready? Alright, he goes, oh shit, bro, I ain't even at home. I got waved last night. Oh no, I got waved at my friends and I'm stuck there. Oh my god, what a dick. Oh my god, this guy. Alright, I'm just replying, pussy yo. Anywho, we got a show to do. End of the season, last day. We've all got things going on, so fingers crossed. I could win the fantasy league today. I could lose the fantasy league. I actually want to do a fantasy league for the Seg heads, so I actually want to get that up and running, get ready for next season. We've got the Euros coming up, the Olympics, but it's been a crazy week in professional wrestling. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. We've also had Global Wars, we had Wars of the World, we had Bullet Club going crazy, we've had Damien Sandow getting sacked, we've got Hornswoggle busting promos on Steve Austin's show. We got all kinds of shit going down. We got Del Rio and Paige together. What the hell?
Oh, don't even ask me.
We will talk about it all in Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. So as always, follow us. That's at Sunday Segue. Segue is spelled SEGUE. Make sure you follow our website. Check out our website. That's Sunday Segue podcast.wix.com/Sunday Segue. We got meme of the week. You can see the latest standings in the 10 count. PC Tunney still leading away with 9. So you can also see Shug Stunners and also read Segway blog, so make sure you check that out. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on Stitcher, Podomatic, and don't forget to download that Double Tis player. Right, so I want to give a shout out to Max Wrestling, our partners in crime. Make sure you check out their latest issue, and if you heard us on VOC Nation, you would have heard them just before us. We're also on Swerve Talk. Want to give a shout out to Big Slam Nation. You know he was Billy Ray Valentine was on the show with you and No Shady Tom Brady yesterday. Shout out to you lot. Attitude of Aggression, you know who he is. Gator, Gates, and Dave will be on the show next week. You what gaming show as well. Jace, the Ace Clarkson, and Squeak. Guys, any shout outs? Belmonte.
The offshoot radio team, of course, the Pigeon Patrol followers. You know who you are.
Cooper.
Well, I'll give a shout out to Pochettino, who hopefully today gets the job done. I'm going to give a shout out to Fane Black, the happiest black man on the planet. And one last shout out to my wife. I can make this little announcement on your podcast. I've got twins on the way at the end of October, mate.
Bang.
About Spurs, you better win today.
Yes.
Round one.
Yes, I got to clap that, mate. Is this your first kids?
Yeah, mate. This is it. This is my first too.
Mate, oh man, I'm happy for you, bro. If you need any advice, I got 2, so I got a boy and a girl. So
I would just say, if they're boys, You got to call one Yan and one Toby.
Yan and Timmy. Well, I mean, I was thinking if those boys are going Brett and Owen, really, but you know, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know if the missus will agree with that, though, innit?
Mate, I'm already planning on building a dungeon in my back garden.
It starts from day one. You just see them German suplexing the kids in at nursery.
Exactly.
3Ds. Oh my god, oh my days. Yeah, man, I'm happy for you, man. Well, yeah, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Cheers, brother.
All right, so kids on the way, man. What a better way to start off the show. So let's get into it. There's been a lot of crazy stuff going on, so I want to start the stuff with Roman Reigns. Now, Roman Reigns, obviously, he's been feuding with AJ Styles. For me personally, I think the feud has been a good thing, not only for WWE but for Roman Reigns. We knew that WWE had to put someone strong in with Roman Reigns after winning the title to make him look good, make him look strong, and without a shadow of a doubt, AJ Styles is the guy to do it. Now, Belmonte, who could be next for Reigns? Because they need to keep this going. They need to keep this run going and not make it stale. So, for you, who would be next?
Ooh. After AJ's out the picture, Ambrose, maybe?
Okay.
I can't really think of anyone else.
We got Money in the Bank coming up, Cooper, as well, which means it's probably like a lame duck. You remember what they used to do for the Royal Rumble? You know, you have just like a kind of filler match, you know, Bob Holly versus Lesnar. So we see that coming up. Now, with obviously Roman Reigns looking to maybe have one of those filler matches, well, whether it's with Dean Ambrose or whether it's with someone else, who do you think could win Money in the Bank?
There's only one person I'd put Money in the Bank on, and that's Kevin Owens. Right now, he's the most entertaining person in the company, and just imagine him with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, he's a prize fighter. He's the perfect person to have it at the moment. There's no one else really in the company that interests me having it. I mean, to be honest, I think the Money in the Bank concept is kind of dead now. It's, and it needs someone who's got the personality to bring it out again. And I think, if you look at the roster, it's pretty thin at the moment, and there's no one really, I would say, could hold it and be convincing bar Kevin Owens right now.
You could have Sami Zayn, maybe.
Oh yeah, you could have Sami Zayn.
I think he would be cursed with the briefcase down and just start losing every week until he cashes it in.
I think. Whereas Kevin Owens, I mean, as I say, Kevin Owens has been like the most entertaining thing since WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even this year, to be honest with you. I mean, and I don't know, I just think he's above the Intercontinental title now. He doesn't necessarily have to take the fall in the IC title match at Payback. But I think winning Money in the Bank, he's a convincing heel champion, and they need to start building heels up anyway. So
real heels, not heels that are quote unquote cool that they're going to cheer.
Yeah, exactly. And however much people want to cheer him, he can get people to boo him, and he's one of the only people in the company that can actually do it as well.
I'm gonna actually say this, but the Bullbag Miz is doing a splendid job at the moment of being a heel.
He is.
I called this ages ago.
Adding Maurice to his act has been brilliant. Really, he needed something. The thing is in the Miz, people don't like him. I'm not massively keen on him. He's a bit hit and miss for me, but he always refreshes his act when he starts getting stale, and that's why he's got a bit more longevity. I mean, look at Ziggler, for example. He's probably better in the ring, but he hasn't done anything to refresh his act in 3 years. Miz has, and that's why he's still more of a focal point on Raw than what someone like Ziggler is, and there's a reason for that. So, yeah, credit to the Miz, mate, to be honest with you. And after hearing Tyler Breeze and Fandango look like they're about to become a tag team, maybe they'll go side with him as well as a couple of little lackeys.
Oh, God.
So, that sounds awful.
Well,
it does sound awful, but at the same time, Miz would probably make them look a bit better on TV, which is weird to say. So.
It's crazy. Maybe. It's crazy, man. It's crazy to think that they're gonna put those two together. But I just wanna speak quick on AJ Styles Belmonte. I have my AJ Styles gloves that you bought me. Nice looking, nice and fresh in a glass case.
Nice.
Right next to me. AJ Styles. Now he's been in the company for we're in May, so probably 5 months now. What's your summary so far? 5 months of AJ Styles in the WWE.
I honestly believe he's been treated a lot better than I originally thought.
Mm-hmm.
Minus the Mania thing, I still don't completely understand that. But they made the save 24 hours later, so it's not so bad that he lost there, I guess. But apart from that, he hasn't been made to look stupid. He's been having great matches all across with everyone. So yeah, and now he's facing Roman Reigns for the title in 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. So it's not going bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of those 2 back-to-back pay-per-views, Cooper, could they go one more just to take it past Money in the Bank? Or take it up to Money in the Bank, sorry.
Yeah, I think you could, to be honest with you. I would like to see something happen at Payback, to make you want it to keep going. I mean, to be honest, I'm happy that you've got some sort of, resemblance of the Bullet Club, but Gallows and Anderson, since coming in, are starting to look weaker by the week with the way Reigns is just dispatching them so easy. And the Usos as well. I mean, fuck the Usos personally, but whatever. But I said months ago, I mean, before I've obviously had a chance to say it publicly, but talking with my mates on our wrestling WhatsApp, we said they could have done so much with Gallows and Anderson. They could have done like a 2016 version of the NWO act. Not even have them wrestle, just have them come out jumping people, being like them rank outsiders. But instead, they've managed to stale the act. But, maybe at Payback, they could do something with them, There's got to be something, but I think they could keep it going, but you'll need a twist in the story at Payback.
I think this is going to be the hardest thing for us New Japan fans, is that the fact that, once they introduce all storylines, you have a chance of where they can look weak. In New Japan, the whole time, even when fucking Anderson was doing the Maria shit, they never looked weak. They never looked weak. They never looked weak. Even when they were doing that, never looked weak. And now they just don't like it. And the fact that he can't use the gun stun as well. When Randy Orton comes back, he should just gun stun him. Just gun stun him up. Because I'm not even missing him. And this is a perfect segue onto the missing people. Seth Rollins, Cena, or John Cena as I like to call him, and Randy Orton. Now, these guys are away. I miss Seth Rollins. Don't care about RKO. Cena, on the other hand, miss him a little bit. I did say that. But just a little bit, just because I feel that when he does come back, he will probably start giving the rub to people. He'll probably be part-time, and you won't see him anywhere near that title. But saying that, how, Cooper, would you reintroduce Seth Rollins?
Oh, see, this is a tricky one because he could potentially come back babyface. Because, it's similar to like years and years ago when Triple H tore his quad, left as the most hated heel in the company. But when he came back, because people were glad to see him again, he came back babyface. You could potentially have Rollins come back babyface. Maybe even if he's healthy at the end of Money in the Bank, could come in after a Reigns title defence. Mm-hmm. Just have a stare down with him at the end of the show. Just look at the title and sort of like shrug his shoulders, like, well, I'm back now, so I'm coming to take my title. So that's the way you could introduce him. I think Rollins is good, good enough to go straight back in at the top. As you say with Cena, I think the mid, as weird as it sounds, because he's obviously a main eventer, but the mid card misses him. There's no one in that mid card at the moment who is making younger guys look better or giving people the chance to have top matches and stuff. I mean, I've seen on a house show, I don't know if it'll be on the network, but he's fighting Shinsuke.
Oh,
man. Show in Hawaii.
Mate, that better be on the network.
Listen, that card, Cooper, is crazy. You got Lesnar against Kevin Owens. You got Shinsuke against Cena. You got Asuka versus Charlotte.
Good lord, this should have been a WrestleMania card.
This should be a network special, and I'm not even sure if it is going to be.
You could have even potentially. I mean, they may even do it. Let's be honest. There's a few weeks till it happens, but you could potentially do an NXT versus main roster build up to it, which sets their matches up. Maybe, I don't know, but it's an unreal card, to be honest. And let's be honest. Cena's taken his flack over the years, but last year his game was upped. And him versus Shinsuke will be fucking off the charts. It will be so good. And Cena will take the beat. Cena will go to strong style and he'll take it and it won't bother him. Whereas there's other guys. Say it was Orton in that position. I don't know if Orton would take it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Hey, it's called Bash, but it's called Bash on the Beach as well. That's what it's called.
Really?
Yeah, that's what
Fucking
it's
hell.
called. Bash on the Beach. Oh man. Okay, let's take a little sidetrack now. Let's go to the IC title and what it looks like at the moment and the feuds that's happening between these four cats: Cesaro, Owens, Sami Zayn, and The Miz. Now, it seems to me that we've gone back into the Attitude Era where you have a number of guys going after the title, which is great. These amount of guys that are feuding over this title is wicked right now, and I feel like if you add any more into that, it'll kind of be stale. But these are the right four because all of them got problems. That's the best thing about it. They've all got issues amongst them. Now we've got a fatal four-way happening at Extreme Rules. Does The Miz Belmont, does he keep the title? Is that the best way to go, and then go on to a singles thing with maybe Cesaro or Sami Zayn, or is it going to change hands?
I don't think it's going to change hands towards Owens or Sammy because they got their own little thing going on anyway, and they've already taken the title away from that rivalry once, so there's no point putting it back in. If it's going to go to anyone, it's going to go to Cesaro, but you have to establish champions now. You can't keep doing 2-month, 3-month reigns and then it starts jumping around again. Because that's why the US title, no one cares about that. No one gives a damn about that title anymore.
Which is such a shame because Cena built that title up where it meant something,
and people were looking forward to it each week.
Yeah, exactly. At pay-per-views, that title was in like a main event position because of what the work he's done, and now like it's fucking pre-show title again. Like within a year, you just sit there and you think, why have you put all that effort in to re-establish that belt and then just chuck it away?
Well,
I don't know.
It did main event at pay-per-view and Rollins won it, and then he lost it how quick?
Well, yeah, he lost it a month later, didn't he? Like, it was just...
Great.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Well, we got Ryan Ward on the booking team now for Smackdown, I think it is, who's the old NXT booker, or creative, sorry. You can tell because Smackdown's looking a lot better. A lot fresh. The one thing that stops me from watching SmackDown is the audio that they put in. I hate it. All the cheers.
Like the canned heat and
the cheers and all that stuff. Yeah, I can't do it, man. Especially when we know it's taped. So all the backstage stuff is taped previous, so they just add it all in. I just so I can't stand it. But yeah, it's looking good. Let's talk about Big Cass and the development of Big Cass. Enzo is out. Similar to when he was out in NXT, and they decided to roll with Big Cass for a bit, and he went onto a feud with Aiden English, and we saw a different, we saw Cass in a different light. Cooper, now we're doing the same thing again. We have Enzo out, and Cass is in the same situation, but now they're looking to push this guy. Do you think Vince has definitely got an eye on him for the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like when when they made their debut the night after Mania. And JBL sort of was like, oh, look at the size of Big Cass. Vince was thinking the exact same thing and being like, hey, Dunn, look at that big guy over there. We're going to push him in about a year's time. You can tell that's Vince's thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? He loves a big guy. And I'll be honest, though, he came across quite confident. He worked really well with Jericho. I mean, to be honest, right, Jericho is very hit and miss for me the last couple of years, but he's been doing some great work recently as a heel. I'm sure it's a bet, but I'm sure someone is betting you can't get Drink It In over, and he's doing it, which I think is quite amusing, to be honest. But yeah, Big Cass is doing a lot better this time than what he done in NXT. But then he's obviously had more time to develop as well. And let's be honest, if they split the team up, Vince is going to look more to Big Cass than he is Enzo. As annoying as that could be for people, that's the way I look at it anyway.
Yeah, I like that. So Big Cass, I mean, I thought he was definitely a lot, he was better on Raw because sometimes he can sound quite robotic, but he was better. I like his interaction, the way he put his hand on the mic and just shook his head like, no, Jericho, no. Yeah. No. Like and the fact they made him look so big as well. I love that. So Big Cass, we're looking at big things for Big Cass. I reckon they should bring Enzo out in the wheelchair again. That would be hilarious. Right, Adam Rose. Now Adam Rose is already suspended, 60-day suspension. Then he decided to, I don't know, give the whirling dermish to his missus, and then all of a sudden now, he's arrested. We do not condone domestic violence, and it seems like nor does WWE, because they have put him on indefinite suspension. Now, Belmont, this must mean he is a goner.
Oh, he's gone. If WWE were looking for a reason to fire him, now they've got it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're well within the right to. He's smacking around his missus. What's wrong with him?
Exactly.
What's the matter with you, man? Sort yourself out.
And it's sad, man. It's sad. So it's just.
I think like the other thing is quite sad. I don't know if you ever watched that documentary about NXT, and it covered Adam Rose and a couple of others like Xavier Woods and stuff. And Adam Rose's kid was born with his stomach outside of his body.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a very, very rare condition, and you just think you need to be doing whatever you can to hold a job down. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if he loses that job, I mean, it's so sad, because at the end of the day, I mean, maybe he's not charismatic enough to stay in WWE anyway, but now he's putting himself in a position where, domestic violence and stuff like that, like he's clearly got some demons behind closed doors that he's struggling to deal with as well. It's not the greatest thing to watch or hear about when you hear it happen with wrestlers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even know about that.
Did you not?
No, that makes me even more mad. It's like, well, you're supposed to be supporting your kid, and you're going and smacking your missus.
Yeah.
Not thinking
come on, I can't remember what it is. I think it was like an E documentary. Look.
Yeah, no, it was that ESPN 30 and 30, wasn't it?
That's it, something like that. And it was Corey Graves was the other one. They covered them three, didn't they?
That's the one.
And that was when Adam Rose's character was first used, and it was basically a bit like make or break for him. If it didn't work, then he was out of the company. And he's obviously not really improved, whether he's been given a chance to improve or whatever, but that's a different story. And he as I say, he's clearly got demons, and as Belmont says, it's even more frustrating when you've got a child in a situation that it's in, and he's doing stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. He needs the help, basically, to be honest with you. But I don't think WWE will keep him around, to be honest with you. Like, he hasn't got anything to offer.
Let's go on to Ryback. Just real quick. Ryback.
You mean Rye Pants?
Rye Pants. Rye Pants. They've put his stuff on sale, his merch on sale, and then discontinuing it, which is only means one thing: he will probably be future endeavored like real soon. I'm hearing there's going to be a lot more releases, maybe before or after Extreme Rules, which doesn't surprise me, because on the conference call, Belmont, Vince in the Q1 financials, Vince stated that they brought up 13 people, and there's going to be a lot more brought up, which means that there is lots of people on NXT that have been in NXT for a long time, and Vince has understood now that it's time to just wholesale bring them all up. It's a whole new fresh start, get rid of a lot of the old deadwood, and just bring up a whole new cast of people. And because they've brought in all these new development talents, which are going to start their developmental run, which means they need space. So all the old guard that's in NXT needs to be put up and given a chance. Do you think it's too much to bring all of them up, or do you reckon it's the best thing to do?
Too much too soon. I mean, you got Apollo Crews that's gone to Raw way too soon. No one cares about him yet. Corbin has one good match a year. Who else has gone? Emma's gone back, and that's been a bit shaky to say the least, which is a shame. Dana Brooke's gone there now. They're just firing NXT talent onto the main roster now, like there's no tomorrow. So they must be going to get rid of a lot of people to cover it. But the problem is they're not ready for that kind of stage where, like I say, in Apollo Crews, he's not established yet. He hasn't got an established character. No one has a reason to cheer him or boo him. He's just there. Great athlete, great talent, but why should I care?
Yeah.
Corbin, that's like 100% spot on, man. Like, when I see him getting called up the night after Mania, I was like, really?
I was like, why?
You were starring NXT because you haven't got any character development. I mean, I think Apollo Crews is very good in the ring. I mean, his matches with Balor were pretty good, but then that's all he's had in his WWE run. I mean, the thing is, I don't know why they didn't just do a brand split again, to be honest with you. Like,
well, they might yet still do that.
They might do yet, but I mean, how deflating was that at Payback with the whole, I'm going to make an announcement on who runs Raw, and then it's like, you're both running it. It's like,
that could have been a Raw segment.
After all that.
Yeah, exactly. It could have been a Raw segment. But then the one thing, I do agree with you, it might be too much too soon calling a shed load of people up, which it probably will be. But then on the other side of things, can you have another Mania where you're relying on your part-timers to be the ones that sell that pay-per-view?
Yeah, that point is perfect. It's perfect
point.
because for me, I feel like it's few and far between where now they need to do this. They need to have a whole fresh unit because everything is so stale. And now you're looking on Raw and SmackDown and you're like, this feels so fresh. Every time I turn on Raw and SmackDown, I just feel like, oh, this is something. It's at least something different. I'm seeing different people. There's no Randy Orton being stale. There's no Sheamus, looking stale. There's no staleness. Everyone, they're starting just to start everything again and just bring up new guys and make it look fresh. In terms of Apollo Crews, completely agree. He should have stayed down there, developed his character. For some reason, for me, I feel like Baron Corbin is best set on WWE programming than he is on NXT. Just because he felt like a guy swimming with sharks when he's a little fish. You know what I mean? I felt like they didn't put the right stuff into him, but I feel like it's because maybe he didn't have the right people around him. I think
the thing that's like Baron Corbin suffered with. I mean, for me, I don't mind him. I don't think either way on him. He's just Baron Corbin. But the last few live specials they've done with NXT, lost to Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe could have easily absorbed the loss. That's my opinion. Beats Apollo Crews in a match which by the time it happened didn't mean anything, and then loses to a debut in Austin Aries. Like, he was basically there to be like an anti-independent guy, but yet he didn't have enough wins on that story to make it convincing. Do you know what I mean? So like,
he didn't beat any independent guy.
No, and I mean, to be honest, I love NXT. I really enjoy watching it, but how many guys in the last 2 years have been quote-unquote WWE built guys that are main eventing? They're not. They're all the people that have buzz elsewhere. So I understand why Triple H is doing it, but it's got to come to a point where someone you're building up who hasn't got that independent background goes into a main event, even just challenges for a title. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, at the moment, I'm pretty adamant after this NXT live special in a couple of weeks, the one for SummerSlam will be main evented Shinsuke versus Samoa Joe, which is brilliant. But then you have your guys that were NXT like originals, so to speak, who probably won't be anywhere near a title. And it's, I don't know, you've got to hit that balance, I think, to be honest with you. You've got to find a balance with it.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we're going to take a break now, and then we'll be back with NXT. We're going to talk about NXT and the fallout to NXT. So you're going to hear from our sponsors at VOC Nation, and we'll be back in a second, so don't you miss it.
Live from the In the Room studios located in the Net Carrier and Cloud, this is the VOC Nation Radio Network.
Hey everyone, it is your favorite knockout, Mickie James, and you're listening to the VOC Nation.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Thanks for coming on down. It's Save Wrestling, the podcast, and the business-making town. I am your award-winning hostess with the mostest, Shelly Funtime Martinez, and she is my co-host, Dazzling Danielle. Woo! Hello out there. And together we are the Martinez Girls. You finally did it. And you can join us here Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern on the VOC Nation as we save wrestling together, Danielle. Fighting crime. Woo!
And we're back, Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, episode 163. It's your boy Kinny Killa out here with James Belmont, Banter Belmont, and Cooper. Right, so what we're going to do right now is talk about NXT. So let's just start off with Finn Balor, making his return. I feel like Finn Balor's going a little bit stale at the moment, so I feel like he just needs to switch it up a little bit. But nevertheless, Finn Balor's there. And then who comes out, Coop? The Drifter. And the heat this guy got. Jeez.
But then it's go away heat, isn't it? It's not like heat that people despise him because of the work he's doing. People are just bored of him, Like, with Balor being stale, I see what you mean, but then maybe them switching up the title's a good thing, because it puts him in chase mode. And I'll be honest, he's going to lose to Samoa Joe, and I think the whole reason that he's called the Club is because he's waiting for him to come up to be called the Balor Club. Obviously, because you already have the T-shirts there, and why not do it? But Samson, another one who's not really going to achieve anything, really. He's just, because of a lack of heels on NXT, he's just there, sort of thing, really. But, Balor, I think he done well. The match worked well enough for what it was meant to do. It made Balor look strong, and it made him look ready to come out and fight Samoa Joe. So, mission accomplished, I suppose.
Yeah, Drifter, man. Oh God. See, this is what I mean. He is a developmental talent, and that's what they're given. All the developmental guys at the moment are given gimmicks, like stupid gimmicks. Yeah. Like what? Come on, man. Come on.
People on the independent circuit create themselves and then go there, rather than being slapped something.
If you have someone with a personality with that gimmick, it could work. Do you know what I mean? It's just, there's some gimmicks you sit there, like Tyler Breeze's gimmick, for example. When that first come in, I was like, I like it. It's something original, it's taking the piss out of Zoolander, something good. But then the machine needs to get behind it to push it to where it is. Otherwise, it just becomes a lower card gimmick, which is what's happened with Tyler Breeze, for example. I can't see Elias Sampson getting called up to the main roster. If he does, he'll be on Superstars within a month. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know. You can't just gimmick everything. It's not 1994 anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh man,
they find it hard to break that trend because, like I said, with the independent people, they make themselves.
Yeah.
You go to NXT, they say, "All right, you're going to be a tramp with a guitar. Good luck."
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna go on to Bayley and Nia Jax. We had a little insert thing, backstage thing, where these girls were talking, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just felt Bayley had gone back so much steps in terms of her promo work, and Nia Jax has brought the whole shit down. They're gonna go at it again. It looks like, and I'm looking forward to see how this turns out, because obviously, Bayley's coming off that loss to Asuka, but they need to do better in these promos, don't you think, Belmont?
Yeah, it felt like a practice one. Like they put the wrong tape in. You couldn't believe it. I was listening to Bayley, looking at her, just like, do you even care right now?
Yeah.
It's like reading the fucking teleprompter behind Nia or something. It was just really, really bland and ugh. I don't want to see this match again. It was great at the time at TakeOver, because Bayley was hot as hell, had the title, and there was a lot on the line. Now, the second match ain't going to be as good.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I'm not looking forward to it. Nia Jax, she could be something special, but she's got to stop that smiling thing. I still don't understand that. Get some better ring gear. Good Lord.
Good Lord
almighty. When she debuted, no word of a lie, when she walked out, I started laughing. I was like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. She looked like Aladdin's carpet with that purple thing, with the patterns on it. It looked terrible.
Stop it. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to American Alpha and the Revival. American Alpha, man, best tag team at the moment around, especially within WWE. I really think that they should obviously rule the roost there at the moment and then take some time before they come up. But it looks like they're going to go for a rematch with the Revival. I like the chemistry between those two. Do you reckon we'll see that at the next TakeOver special, Cooper?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been reading some of the NXT house show results, and they're obviously working together. But they're working together in 2 out of 3 Falls matches, which makes me wonder if they might go there at the next TakeOver special. Which I'd love to see that as 2 out of 3. I think they're the best 2 tag teams in the division at the moment. And that's in the whole of WWE by a bit of a distance as well, really. and they just work together. They got good chemistry. I know at the Dallas special they fucked up that power bomb thing that they was trying, but you know it didn't take away from the match. American Alpha are like the hottest tag team I've seen in years, to be honest. Like, and they've built it up. Like, I remember when you first saw them a year ago together, you was a bit like, oh, what are these two guys all about? And a year later, you're like, I fucking love them. I love Gable. I love Jordan. I mean, for me, the promo after Dallas, where Jason Jordan was bawling his eyes out, shows how much this all means to him, which is good. And I like both teams, to be honest with you. I could watch them wrestle forever. I really enjoy watching both teams wrestle each other. So having them fight again, I think the next TakeOver special is going to be like a rematch special. It's just going to be rematch after rematch, but hopefully they add some new layers to each of the matches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. All right, so I want to talk about the second generation and third generation superstars. So what we've been seeing at the moment on NXT, if we've seen the debut of Tessa Blanchard, who is obviously the daughter of Hall of Famer and former Horseman as well, and also we have seen recently the debut of Rachel Ellering, who's Paul Ellerin's daughter. Now this is obviously only good for WWE and the legacy of those wrestlers, but also it's one of those things where I'm starting to think, are they going to get too much pressure put on them because of who their daddies are? Or do you reckon that they're in the right place to be developed in? And do you think, Cooper, that they can go as far as Charlotte has?
Potentially, yes, but I mean, I haven't seen enough of them. I mean, the thing is with second and third generation wrestlers, it goes one of two ways. They either outdo their predecessor, which is going to be very hard for Tully Blanchard's daughter especially, or it goes the other way, like a Curtis Axel, for example, who has the initial rub where he's doing well and now he's a quote-unquote social outcast. So, I mean, the thing is, with Tully's daughter, you have the potential story there already of Flair's daughter versus Tully's daughter. So, potentially it could work, but it's so early on in a run, you can't really make the full call on it, if you know what I mean. But it will go one of two ways. It'll either work really well, or it will fail and she'll end up waitressing in 10 years.
We just got to watch this space.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Look out at Denny. She might be there serving you breakfast in 5 years.
Oh, days. Okay, Belmont, before we go to our last break, let's just talk about the Cruiserweight Classic, the Global Cruiserweight Classic. It's going to be happening in June, I believe. They're toying whether they're going to have it as its own show or whether some of them is going to be shown on NXT. It's going to be interesting to see the group of guys that's going to be in there and what happens at the end and how they're going to book it. Because in my mind, I feel that whoever wins has obviously had some kind of negotiations with WWE and will probably come in. Now, do you think it's going to be a new guy winning who then comes into WWE, or do you feel like it's going to be someone who's already been in NXT?
I reckon if they're smart about it, it's going to be someone from, say, Rev Pro or Evolve or something like that. Mm-hmm. They can't do all of this and then suddenly put this guy in NXT who's already in NXT to win it all. They can't. Yeah, it would make no sense to me. I think, but I just fear for our talent over here because of this, because WWE are just they're lurking in the shadows and looking at a Marty Scurll, for example. I don't want him to go. No way. He's too good for that. He will get ruined in NXT or WWE. Luckily, Will Ospreay went to Japan. He's safe.
He'd say.
But it's going to be an interesting thing. I've been skeptical about it because I thought the only reason they were doing it is because of Lucha Underground at the time, because of the cruiserweight stipulation. But it looks like they've changed up to a proper tournament where weight class doesn't really matter that much. Yeah. But it's going to be cool. I'm happy that our promotions here are going to get the exposure on a grander scale. That's awesome. But I just fear for later on, because I just don't want us to be used as a feeder to them.
I hear that. Right, we're going to go to a last break now, and then we'll be back with Shook Stunners, Segue TV. Oh, sorry, Shook Stunners, Segue Time Machine, I should say, and then a new segment. So from now on, when we do not have the 10 count, we will have a segment I like to call "You Just Got Curb Stomped." All right, so we'll be back in a sec, so don't you miss it.
There's only one wrestling podcast that gives you honest, uncut opinions and the most unique trivia since WWE did the weakest link. And the only place you can hear the show-stealing podcast promo every single week.
Covering WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground. Max Wrestling Podcast is the place for you. Join myself, Evan Money Michaela, the Phoenix, and the Butcher. Sundays at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern time with your host, Danny Dangerously, on VOC Nation and the Swerve Talk Network.
Go to maxwrestling.wix.com/maxwrestling or follow us at maxwrestling UK for more details.
Give in to the madness.
And we're back, last part of Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast. So let's go into Shug's Stunners. So let's do Jobber of the Week. Jobber of the Week. Who will take down Jobber of the Week this week, lads? Let's have a look.
Ziggler lost in a minute and a half.
Well, there you go.
So that's got to be
Ziggler
a strong
again.
contender for it.
Ziggler. No, that's it. Ziggler. Done. Move of the Week. Move of the Week. Who should we give Move of the Week to? Oh God, what have we seen so far? We've seen End of Days. I love that. Anyway, I love that.
It's not really a move as in an actual move, but putting Big Cass in a segment with Chris Jericho is a ballsy move that actually works.
Okay,
quite well.
I like that.
You know, that maybe for me, that's probably like one of the highlights of the week. Especially, you know, they're doing the whole brand of this is a new era.
Yeah.
Nothing really says new era like Big Cass going out there and having a segment with Jericho. So, you know,
I like that twist.
I like that.
I like that twist. That's the one.
Yeah.
And okay, and Wrestler of the Week. Who should we give Wrestler of the Week to?
I'll give it to Styles, mate, every week. All week, every week.
All right, Styles. I like that. AJ, Here you go. AJ takes it down. Right, let's look at this Segway time machine right now. It's the 15th of May, 2016. So let's just have a look at what happened on this day in professional wrestling. So we have Chronic winning the WCW World Tag Titles. You want to laugh about that? You're going to laugh about this. In 2000, Godfather's Ho won the Hardcore title. Godfather's Ho, and then was swiftly beaten with an Alabama Slam by Crash. No, not a Alabama Slam. Sorry. I can't remember the move that he did. But Crash Holly won it back. Oh God, Crash Holly won it back off the Ho. With a bulldog. That's it.
Crash beats the Ho.
Yeah. Crowbar won the Cruiserweight title, the WCW Cruiserweight title. Ric Flair won the WCW World Heavyweight title. We had AJ Styles winning the TNA Championship in 2005. We also had Shelton Benjamin winning the Intercontinental Championship in 2006, and we had MVP winning the IWGP Intercontinental title in 2011. Which I believe he is the very first IWGP Intercontinental Champion when he won the IWGP tournament, I believe, the Intercontinental tournament, where he defeated Toru Yano. Of all guys. Oh God. Okay, now let's see. So it was TNA Sacrifice 2011, and we had a Triple Mania in 2005. Let's see what happened on the Monday Night Wars. So we have Monday Night Raw, Belmont, year 2000, episode 364. What was the rating?
5.2.
It was 6.1.
Hell.
Yeah, and this is why. So we had Dudley's defeating Head Cheese. We had Rikishi defeating Kurt Angle by DQ. We had Godfather's Ho defeating Crash Holly. And then we had Crash Holly defeating Godfather's Ho. Hardcore Holly defeated Chris Jericho in a hardcore match. Big Show defeated TNA by DQ in a handicap match. Radicals defeated Eddie Guerrero and China. And then we had a three-way WWF tag titles match where Edge and Christian, who were the champions, defeated APA and the Hardy Boys. And in the main event, we had a submission match between Chris Benoit and The Rock, which Chris Benoit won in a nice 7-minute match. On the flip side, Cooper, what do you reckon the rating was for Nitro?
2.1.
It's 3.2 actually.
It was a good week for them then.
Yeah, and this is why. Well, Sting defeated Vampiro in a House of Pain match. Like I said, Chronic defeated Shane Douglas on the Wall for the WCW tag titles. We had Terry Funk defeating the Filthy Animals, all three of them in a 3-on-1 handicap hardcore title match. We had the WCW Cruiserweight title, The New Revolution, Crowbar and Daphne defeated Chris Candido and Tammy. We had the House of Pain match, Medusa versus Miss Elizabeth, which went to a no contest. Kevin Nash defeated Mike Awesome in an ambulance match. Horace Hogan, fucking hell, defeated Billy Kidman and Hulk Hogan in a 3-way match. And then the main event, Ric Flair defeated Jeff Jarrett, just don't piss me off, in a title match to win the WCW World Heavyweight title.
Hang on. Horace Hogan
Yep.
beat Hulk Hogan and Billy Kidman.
Yep.
Yes.
I said it in 5 minutes, mate.
Oh, man.
How did that match even happen?
It's WCW 2000.
It's WCW. That's all that needs to be said.
Fucking hell.
It's WCW 2000, man.
Jesus.
Yeah. Quick happy birthday to Kevin Von Erich. Happy birthday to Ron Simmons as well.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh god. Yep. There you go. Happy birthday to those guys. Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a new segment called You Just Got Curb Stomped. Now, this is left for time for you guys to let me know who deserves a curb stomp. Who do you think in the professional wrestling at the moment that you dislike? It could be anywhere, any promotion. Who deserves a curb stomp? Okay, I will start things off. You know who deserves a curb stomp? Yujiro fucking Takahashi. I hate his guts. You deserve a curb stomp, my friend. You deserve one. Tokyo Pimps, fuck off. Fuck off. That's all I'm saying. Right. Belmont, who do you think deserves a curb stomp?
It's got to be the psycho WWE fans that have pictures of certain divas as their banner, their profile picture, they tweet them constantly, and if you say anything against them, they say kill yourself. You deserve a curb stomp twice. For good measure. There's something wrong with you. Seek help.
Oh my god. Okay. Cooper, who deserves a curb stomp?
I'm probably going to anger every single IWC guy in the world at the moment, but fuck it, I don't care. Dean Ambrose.
Well, and why?
Oh, mate, right, so that fucking rebound clothesline, how's he not been booted in the face? The little hop-up he does on the middle turnbuckle to run and do an elbow on someone in the corner. What the fuck? Then that stupid diving elbow drop whilst they're standing, and Dirty Deeds as a finisher, and the fact that he just does my head in. He gurns on the way to the ring. His promo, he could be one of the top promo guys in the company. That's how good he could be. But then he fucks it up by coming out with really stupid, trying to be cute jokes. The whole him versus Jericho rivalry, like, it should be something bigger. It's not. It's pointless. I can't stand Dean Ambrose. I would love to curb stomp him myself. This
new segment went better than I thought. Thank you very much.
We've started something here. But on the case of the rebound clothesline, have you ever seen Kyle O'Reilly do it?
Oh yeah,
he does it good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sticking up.
It's overexposed.
I know. I'm an Ambrose fan. Even I'm getting sick of him. I'll say that much. His feud with Jericho was over a plant pot. That's like, if they did that, they'd get hounded for days.
It's like the whole anarchy thing that he causes is like the most corporate anarchy you could ever have. It doesn't even seem like genuine anarchy. It just seems like someone has got charged up on Bugle and then has turned up and just gone and said, like, he's gone in and Vince is like, right, this anarchy this week, you're going to tear up a jacket. Fuck off.
Oh my days. Oh man. And that brings the show to a close. Oh man from Belmont, let the people know where they can find you on the Twitter.
At JX2001. Psycho fans, stay away from me because you're just going to get blocked. Fellow Twins fans, damn. No. No.
Cooper, where they can find you, man?
You can all find me at Joe Cooper 85 on the Twitter. You can find a podcast at KOTR podcast. Not that I've done one in ages. I need to sit there and actually have some messages with you two to sort something to get it going again.
Yeah.
Because I think MB has retired from the podcast game. He's got a bird now and the cricket season started. So, yeah, we'll have to sort something out. But thanks for having me on, obviously. It's always been good to talk to you guys, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Well, you better get them podcasts out quick before the kids come, because when the kids come, mate,
that's it, mate.
It ain't happening. You're going to have to retire that mic for a little bit and then come back a year later when them kids are able to say more than blah, blah, blah. So
when I'm not dealing with 2 loads of shit in one hit.
Oh, man.
Well, Offshoot does have an episode in the can. It's just got to be edited and shipped. It's not for the faint-hearted either. We go in on some people. I warn you now.
Well, you have been warned. Well, guys, make sure you check out on the flip side Sunday Segue TV episode, I believe, 15, where we'll be reviewing Global Wars, ROH New Japan Global Wars. Me and Tom Brady will be reviewing that. So make sure you check us out on the flip side on onewrestling.com and also on our YouTube channel. So check that out. Next week, I believe we will be joined by the Cats from Attitude of Aggression podcast. Hopefully my boy Sammy Elgami will be joining us too. Hopefully Shugs and his lame ass will be here. But nevertheless, don't you cry about that. Don't cry over spilt milk, people, because we will be back next week. Retro Roundtable will be back in a couple of weeks as well with none other than PC Tunney and DPP Dan Phelan from the DWI podcast. They'll be here looking at SummerSlam 1994 cage match between Brett and Owen. That's right, Bulldog scaling with his bloody fanny pack on. So make sure you check that out, guys. And if you don't like that, you can choke on that slap nuts. Woo!